So welcome at this webinar about portals and Carerix and how you can work with your candidates and your clients. My name is Mirna. I'm working as a business consultant at Carerix, which means that I help new customers with their implementation of the software and make sure that the software supports their workflow.
Yes, and my name is Alwin Baaij, and I've got the same function at Carerix. And we are happy to welcome you in this webinar about portals.
So as said, we're going to talk about the portals. We're going to show, of course, a few things in Carerix because we're going to show the whole flow. And we're going to do a demonstration of the portals that are mostly used by our customers.
First of all, I will give you a short introduction about our portal packages. These are our available portals, these 5. And we start with a job portal. Job portal you can use as a temporary job portal. It's a website, and you can see all your current vacancies on there. We also provide a client RPO portal. So this is a portal which is in use for your client. The client is able to fill in a new job order. So you don't have to put it in Carerix yourself anymore, in the best way, if your client is willing to, of course. If you need help to fulfill this job order, you can use the Supplier Portal and ask your supplier to deliver you some candidates who you can introduce to your clients. We've got also a portal for the candidates. We call it the professional portal. And in this professional portal, the professional, so the candidate, is able to see his or her information, so contact information, and all the rest of the information who is visible at the resume. And for example, the candidate is also able to write hours in this portal. Last, HR corporate portal. This is a portal in use for corporate organizations or HR departments. We are not going to talk about the first one, so the job portal, and the last one today, the HR corporate portal. So our live demo is focused on the client portal, the supplier portal, and the professional portal today. We are going to show the process flow, and what I'm going to show is from request to time registration. In this live demo, there are 4 roles involved. So that means the customer, the supplier, the recruiter, and the candidate. And today they are all played by Mirna and me. What I want to say clearly is that we focus in our live demo today on the portals. Of course, you will see some snapshots of the Carerix system, but once again, the focus is on our portal products. Mirna has created a really nice picture of the flow we are going to show you today. From the top of the screen to the bottom is set, and the left side of the screen is it starts with client, then the recruiter, then the supplier, and the candidate. If we follow this flow and we start at the left upper side of the screen, it says client has a new vacancy. So this flow, and I will talk you through right now, we are going to show in our live demo. So again, we start left upper side, client has a new vacancy, so a new job order. The client enters this job order in the client portal. Next step is for the recruiter, because the recruiter receives this job order in Carerix, and the recruiter passes this job order via the supplier portal to his supplier. This supplier receives the job order in the supplier portal and is able to shoot a candidate into the portal. Then the recruiter again receives this candidate in Carerix and is able to present this candidate to the client. Client again receives this candidate or more multiple candidates via the client portal from the recruiter and gives feedback, was able to give feedback on the specific candidates via the client portal. Recruiter is receiving this information, the feedback, and update and or cancel candidates. If one of the candidates is happy to start, then the recruiter is able to create a placement, and then the candidate is able to register his worked hours via the professional portal or the professional portal on a mobile phone. It's also a possibility. Last step is that the client receives the worked hours of the candidate and can approve or reject these hours. Then the recruiter is also available to create invoice lines and an invoice. Well, that's the flow we're going to show you today. Now it's time for our live demo.
I fill in my user details, and when I'm logged in, I can see vacancies on the left-hand top, and I can choose new vacancy. What I will get is a form that I can fill out. So I choose my company and I give in the job title. The number of vacancies, I only need one, and the start date, and that will be today. What kind of job I have to offer? It's a flexible job at a hotel. About the job description, the reception, desk, and the demands. And in this case, I'll put down English and French language. I scroll down and I say create, and my vacancy is being put through to Carerix, so the recruiter will receive a notification that I put in the job new vacancies. So I'll click log out and I'll wait for the response from the recruiter.
I am the recruiter working in Carerix. I get a notification via email that there is a new job order at this company hotel Morning Light. So I go to the tab job orders, and yes, over there, request via portal, the receptionist. Click on this job order. Now the job order files opens, and I can change the status request via portal to an active one. Now I have to fill in some things like the procedure or the function group function, administration, receptionist. Also, I want to give in the postal code and the address. Hotel is in London. The address is over here, downtown, 155, with this postcode. Now I'm able to push this job order via publications to my suppliers. So I want to click on publications because I want to create one. I click on new. Then I pick the medium Supplier Portal and the date of today. Click on finish, and that's it. And an email in a reminder will be sent to my supplier.
So as a supplier, I also have access to the portal. And I got an email from one of the recruitment agencies that I work with that they have a vacancy that they need help with. So I'm gonna log in to my portal and find out what the job order is that they sent to me. And I can see I have a new vacancy receptionist from Hotel Morning Light in London, and I can say, yes, I will help, or it's not for us. Well, a receptionist, I will definitely have those candidates. So I'll click on the green button, thumbs up, I'm gonna help. What I'm gonna do is go to candidates to see if I already have candidates in the portal that I want to present for this job. And here I have Catherine, and I definitely know that she could do this. So I click on her and I match with a vacancy. And I see the vacancy that it's open, and take this one, thumbs up again, and I can fill in like a small motivation. Very good candidate. Experience. I send this motivation to the recruiter, and now I can see that she's matched with this job. There's also another candidate that is not in the portal yet that I want to present for this job. So I'm gonna click on new candidate, and I get a form that I can fill out: his first name, his last name, an email address, and I can select a resume to upload. The resume is attached. I scroll down and I click create, and then he's gonna create the candidate. Success, candidate has been created. So if I go to candidates, John Baker will be there in the list. I can click on his name, match him with a vacancy, just like I did with Catherine. I can click on thumbs up. Again, I can give a motivation. And I can click on send. And now both my candidates are put through to Carerix, to the recruiter. And if I go to applications, I can see that there are 2 candidates that are matched with a job and that have an application procedure that's still running. I can log out, and right now I'm just going to wait for feedback from the recruiter if my candidates are chosen.
Now we're back in Carerix. I'm the recruiter, still the recruiter. I'm having a look at the job order of the receptionist because I received a notification. I click on the tab matches, and yes, I see 2 matches, 2 persons provided by my supplier. It's John Baker and Cat Stevenson, and they got the stage 1.4 candidate from supplier. Next to these 2 persons, I want to introduce also one of my own candidates to my customer. So I say candidate search, and I remember Miss Sally White. She's available and also living in London. So I definitely want to introduce her. I click add to matches. I go to matches because I want to write something at the evaluation tab, my motivation. Sally can start right away. At the other matches, my supplier did write something. Very good candidates. This is John. When I skip the other one, it's Catherine. Very good candidate experience. Okay, that's nice to know. On second thought, I do not want to introduce John Baker. So I'm going to change his stage by rejected by recruiter. That's me. Now the supplier can see in the portal, and he also receives a notification that this person is rejected. So the supplier can contact these candidates. Now I'm going to introduce Sally and Catherine, and I pick the stage 3.1, proposed candidate to client. and set the stage.
I got an email from the recruiter that there are 2 candidates for my receptionist job opening, and when I'm logged into the portal, I can see pending candidate approvals. First, I'll have a look at Catherine, what kind of candidate she is. I can see the motivation of the recruiter, and she can start next week, but I prefer someone that can start earlier, so I'm gonna deny this candidate. I need earlier. Send my motivation, and the recruiter will get an email notification. So I go back to my dashboard. So I know there's another candidate, Sally White. If I click on her, I can again see the recruiter motivation. Sally can start right away, and I also have a resume. So if I'm interested, I can open that one. Say I want to have Sally start. So I click on approve, and I can say, if possible, start today. And I can send that motivation to the recruiter, and I'll just wait for the feedback and hear when she can start.
Back again in Carerix at the company. I'm going to check my job order. Still the receptionist. And I'm going to check my matches. And oh, there is one candidate denied, Catherine Stevenson. Why? So I check the evaluation. I need someone earlier. Okay. Then I change the stage in rejected by client. I go back to my match overview, click on Sally, because the candidate is approved. It's very good news. Because if possible, start today. Yes, I know that Sally is able to start today. So I'm going to change the stage to all parties agreed. Very good. And now I can directly create a new placement so that in a later stage she's able to write hours. Start date, today, rate, let's say 25 euros. Some of these fields are required to fill in. Approval of timesheets by company, hotel morning light. So this is the placement. And I have to change the status in new, inactive, because she is directly going to work.
Right now I'm the candidate, I'm Sally, and I'm gonna log into the portal to register my hours so I can get paid. I got my login details from the recruiter. I can go to timesheets, and I can enter a weekly statement. Hotel morning light, and I've been working 8 hours on Wednesday. Oh, that's 80 hours. 8 hours on Wednesday, 8 hours on Thursday. 16 hours total. Save timesheet. And I can send it out. My work's done, and I'll just wait for Hotel Morning Light to approve my hours. I am the client, and I got an email that Sally, who's been working at the reception, has filled in her hours. So I can log into the portal, and I see I have pending timesheets for approval. So I open the timesheet so I can see what she filled out. And she filled out 8 hours for Wednesday and 8 hours on Thursday, and that's absolutely correct. So I go to approve her timesheets, and it will go to Carerix that it is okay, these hours, and they can make sure that she gets paid for them.
As a recruiter in Carerix, I can check the work hours of Sally by clicking on the tab timesheets. And now I can see that 16 hours are approved by the customer. But based on this hours, I can create invoice lines. So I'm able to create an invoice and send the invoice to my client. I want to tell you something more about the portals, because if we speak about languages, all the portals are in English, French, German, and Dutch. Also, a combination is possible. So the user can choose his or her own language. It's also possible to change the look and feel of the portals, of the web page, maybe to your own design. Also, all the portals are HTTPS secured, so a secured environment. Of course, because there are a lot of privacy settings over here and privacy data. Also, it's possible to use your own URL, so name of the web page. We deliver the portals with a standard name with Carerix in it. If you don't like it, then you can change it to your own URL. It's your own responsibility. If you let us know which kind of URL you have to connect to, then we are happy to change that settings for you. Good to know is that the portals are visible on all devices and browsers, so also mobile responsive, especially for the candidates, very good. And we created some GDPR legislations functionalities, so you're able to be, your processes are able to be compliant with the GDPR legislations. That's about it. Thank you for attending this webinar.